Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Hunter's Way. Sorry, it's been a while since I've uploaded anything. I just didn't feel like it. Today's rant, as I'm going to put it, is about thinking before you speak, or as we'll soon get into, thinking before you type. So, a little bit of a backstory here, as always. I was just in a Zoom class for college. I got out of it maybe like 15 minutes ago. This class is not like a typical one where we sit with the instructor, which would have been like 100-some students. This was like a breakdown into a quarter of that to have a discussion about some of the topics learned and upcoming assignments with one of the TAs, of which there are two. So, partway through the lecture, the TA is asking us questions or presenting problems that we have to answer by unmuting ourselves and just answering them out loud. Now, I didn't want to unmute myself to do that, to answer a question, because there was a lot of noise coming in from outside, because there was heavy machinery moving around out there. And so I typed that into the chat saying, hey, I'm just going to type it in here because there's a lot of noise going on right now. I don't think that got seen. Instead, somebody else's camera showed their pet walking through it. I think their dog. Which prompted an entire laundry list of replies to populate the chat. And people started going off about, I love this dog. Oh, what kind of dog is it? Oh, I have a dog too. Look at this dog. Oh my god, we should be friends now. Ah! We're in class right now, and I'm having a hard time focusing on the lecture material and answering questions when all I see is this chat going by and a bunch of notifications popping up. So I type into the chat, verbatim, cut the side chatter, people, it's distracting. To which somebody responded, you ever try asking please, Cody? And to somebody else said, did your mama never teach you manners, Cody? And to somebody else they replied, hey, you could modify your notification settings so you're not seeing any of this. I'm trying to use the chat to actually participate in class. So, when somebody else says, hey, you're being distracting, in a professional setting, like college, you don't get to turn around to that person and say, screw you, you're being rude. Try asking nicely next time. Your mom never taught you manners. That in and of itself is never a good argument to have. Did your mom never teach you manners? Where does that come from? And how does that help your point? How does that help you win any argument? It doesn't. Leave people's moms out of things. So, I ended up typing into the chat, which, again, I don't think the TA saw any of the words being posted. She was just focusing on giving the lecture material, like was her job. Hey, I'm gonna leave this group, and I'll come back during the next hour's session for group 2, and I'll get the lecture then. Bye. I return an hour later, didn't say anything. I didn't bring anything up because I don't want to throw people under the bus and I don't want to seem like I'm holding a grudge, and I try my best to let it go. Obviously it didn't work because now I'm here ranting on camera. In the end, I got what I needed. I got the material that I missed because I was having this dispute with people and I was being distracted by somebody bringing their dog on camera and starting a whole chat war about it. But the lesson I want to take away from all this is, if you want to be treated like an adult in a professional setting, then maybe you should act like it. You know, if you're in college, something that people have to pay for, by the way, maybe you shouldn't have little side conversations during the middle of class, especially when we're in this mode of distance learning. Because of COVID-19, some of us don't have access to all the materials. Some people don't have access to all the technology. Some people can't unmute themselves because they're living in a noisy environment at that moment. So yeah, maybe before you turn around and tell the person who told you to be quiet that they're being rude and their mama never taught them manners, you should think before you type and spew out some garbage. That's all I have to say about that. moving on. These videos I'm going to upload here in the future, I think are actually going to relate to my experiences with college and my classes in general. Maybe not rants like this where I'm dealing with students, or maybe I will, who knows. It's all based on what happens here in the next couple months. But I noticed the other day, when discussing one of my course materials with a friend of mine, and we just started ranting back and forth about comparing it to today's fuckery, to say the least, and how there's a lot of parallels. So hopefully my next episode will be with said friend, discussing some material from one of my classes and turning it into a lot of ridiculous banter back and forth, hopefully for your entertainment. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.